And we're live.
And we're live.
Ooh, I like that. Is that our song? Is that our jingle?
Nope.
And
Nope.
we're
I just said that.
live.
Unfortunately, we didn't tell Lexi in time where we were going to be and what
I,
time, so we're not going to have anybody.
I know. I saw that we had one viewer, but I don't know if it's Lexi. I also.
It's me.
Oh.
Oh,
No, we have
hold
3
on. I can
viewers.
hear myself.
Oh.
I'm watching on my computer, so
It
I'm
says we
definitely
have
one of those
3 viewers. So.
Oh,
However,
there's Lexi. Is that Lexi?
Okay, good.
Hi.
I hope so because I'm like I literally just saw her question.
She's here. She's here.
Okay, good. Where is my
Thank God.
chat? Why can't I see the chat?
Mine's on the side. We just switched to YouTube Live, everybody, so please bear with us.
We're learning. I'm trying to figure out where my chat is. Normally it shows me the chat, but today it's decided it's not going to.
I just pulled mine up on another window.
Well, you might be responsible for the chat. Anyway, hi everyone.
I see you, Lexi. Hi. We see you. Sorry, I wanted a minute of a delay. That's why it takes a second.
Oh,
Anyways,
is it a big delay? That's not good.
Not a super. No. Like just from us to the actual.
Yeah. What's new?
Yeah. Nothing. Are you ready to talk about these books, or?
I am ready. Go ahead. You go ahead and start. I'm trying to figure out where the chat is, and I'll let you.
Okay. First, we'll pick the next book. Shall we?
We shall. We shall.
Let's see what we got.
Oh
I want to fucking read this book.
It's probably a book that I love too.
Corrupt.
Oh,
Penelope
wait.
Douglas.
We might
you read that, right?
Wait.
You don't want me to do that?
Yeah, listen, I love it.
Repick?
I don't think that you can read it. I'm being honest with you. Like, I just don't think that you should read it.
Should I repick? I'll repick.
Yeah, I think you should pick something else. I don't think that you're gonna actually be pretty upset, so might as well just skip over it.
Magnolia Parks. Is that safe?
Oh God.
Oh God.
Okay.
Is that okay? Is that safe?
It's a great book.
Okay.
Geez, we are just emotionally damaging our audience. Wow.
I don't know. Sorry. Next book will be Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Sorry, Lexi said she wanted to read Corrupt, but RJ just told me not to, so this has already been picked.
I will read Corrupt, but it comes down to whether or not. Well, I'll reread it. It's like Devil's Knight's one of my favorite series, but it's like super problematic, and it's whether or not like Riley's got some trigger warnings that I don't have.
Sure do.
And so I don't think that I actually just don't think that it'll work for Riley.
Riley's got some extra trauma.
Well, no, I just truly don't have trigger warnings, right? Like there's not much that I read. I think there's only been one book where I've had to skip over parts of it. There's not much that I read that triggers me, but Corrupt will be a hard read for you. So I think that it would just.
Okay, so we'll do Magnolia Parks then, which is also apparently
triggers me.
Damaging. Okay, great. Let's talk about the book we just read, which is 7 Days in June, which I loved, and I gave a 5 star. I loved it. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
They have a paperback? Did you just casually flex a paperback?
I got it on Amazon.
What the fuck? When I bought this, all they had was hard copies. They did not have paperback.
When did you buy it?
Probably a year and a half ago.
I just bought it. That's why. It's not that old of a book.
I'm mad.
Okay.
I want a paperback.
Well, then get a paperback.
Anyway.
No.
Anyway.
I loved this book. Lexi says she also has the paperback, so joke's on you.
Maybe I'm just trash, and that's fine, because what's new?
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is. So, this book flashes between present day and past with Shane and Eva. Ava. What do you say?
I always read it as Ava.
Wouldn't that be an A?
I don't know. I don't think I read it as. I definitely didn't read it as Eva. I definitely read it as Ava. I don't. Maybe just because I don't like the name Eva, so I just read it the way that I.
Well, her real name is Genevieve, but they say it like Genevieve.
Oh, 1 second. I gotta take Camila to the bathroom. You carry on.
Oh, fantastic. This is really good. Okay, so I'm just gonna chat with myself. So I'm gonna recap the book. Basically, Eva and Shane are like star-crossed teenage lovers. They had a bunch of trauma together, a bunch of shared trauma, self-harm trigger warnings, and then now they're adults, drug abuse trigger warnings for sure. And now they're adults and they're both successful authors and they've been writing about each other in their books. Eva has a fantasy romance book and series, and Shane writes a series of book about this girl named 8 who is based on Eva. So there's also a really sad part. Yeah, Genevieve. Thank you, Lexi. Lexi, if you don't want spoilers, because I know you haven't finished it, you can hop off. I won't be mad at you. But I am going to spoil something right now. Is that Shane, so spoiler warning, Shane mentors this kid named Ty. He mentors a bunch of kids, but he mentors this kid named Ty. And unfortunately, Ty passes away. He gets shot many times because he goes to try and make a record deal. And it was really fucking tragic, and it was very sad. And the message is like, you can't, like, it's not your fault if you're like, because Shane is having a good time with Eva and her daughter. And then, yeah, it's really fucking sad because Ty's calling him and Shane's not answering. And then, yeah, Ty gets shot and is dead. And he's only like 14 or something. It's really fucking sad. Okay. Wow, anyway, sorry. I'm back. I recapped the book and talked about the most tragic death of all time, which was Ty.
Ty.
Hello. Did you read the book?
I did read the book. I don't remember there being a death. Ty
is the fucking kid that Shane mentors.
Oh my god.
He gets shot.
Oh my god.
He gets shot like 5 times.
Yeah. Sorry. I can't believe I forgot that. Yeah. Devastating.
Bruh, that was like emotionally damaging.
Yeah, it was. I feel like I read this during some major holiday. I can't remember what it was. And I was just like in the corner. My family was like talking and I was just sobbing. I can't believe I forgot that.
I warned you, Lexi, I was going to spoil it. And she said, I'm going to cry so much. And I'm like, yeah, you are, girl. You really are. It's fucking emotionally damaging.
Yeah, it is.
And then it basically ends with the epilogue, which is actually one of the first epilogues that actually is important to any book ever. Mm-hmm. Because they're talking. Ava's getting her family book done. It's really a lot about like mothers and daughters and generational trauma. And there's a lot of themes going on in this book. But I think it's really well done. It's really well written. And like I was talking to RJ about before we started the stream, it's like majority Black people, Black characters in this book. And I always get so fucking pissed on TikTok when people are book talk, people are like, oh, I don't read those kinds of books because I just don't relate to them. I'm like, okay, first of all, you don't need to relate to everything you read. Okay, are you relating to all of your fairy porn? Like, no. Second of all, I related to so much in this book. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I feel like
all the teenage drama, this like the self-harm, the angst, the teenage love, the teenage lust, that one person that it's like I can't get them out of my skull, I can't get them out of my soul. Yep. You know what I mean? All of those things.
Absolutely. But I mean, I think that's one of the great things about this book is how it is just like so universal. Like when you read it, even if you don't have those experiences with your mother or with a guy or whatever, you definitely you feel it. You know, I think that I have some similar experiences just with like the angst and the longing for your first love. And I think that some people have the experience with that first love and some people have that experience with their parents. And it just feels like you are going back in time. And it's very difficult to read at times for that reason.
Back in time, yeah, especially for me, like because I did self-harm in high school. I did have this like tumultuous relationship, and it's like, yeah, okay. I'm glad to know that this pain is like universal though, because like I do think many teenage women teenage girls, in particular, feel this like aching pain.
And it feels like you're just like on an island too. And I think that she did such a good job of capturing that feeling of like being like, I'm the only person, like feeling like you're the only person that's ever gone through this and experienced this and has a mom like this. And because it feels like that when you're a teenager, right? Like you're just like, nobody else understands, nobody else can get this. I try to tell people about it and it's just not, they're not getting it. And so, yeah, I mean, this book was heart-wrenching for me. I mean,
the mother and daughter stuff too. Mm-hmm. Especially now that we both have daughters and we're both from single mothers.
Yes.
And we're both from crazy grandmothers.
And I am a single mom.
And you're a single mom. Exactly. Yeah. There was a lot, especially with mothers and daughters stuff. Like, me and my mom have had an up and down relationship, as you know. Mm-hmm. Me and my grandma as well. And my mom and my grandma. Like, it's very intense, for sure. And I do have a question. How do you say her daughter's name?
I don't even remember.
Is it Audrey?
I don't know. Let me look.
Is there an R in it?
Oh, Audra.
Audra. Okay.
Even as an adult, and it's not exclusive to Black people, you don't have to be Black. And that's going back to to Riley's first point. When people say that, it's crazy because I understand that there's this thing. You know, I don't understand that there's like a Black struggle, and there definitely is. But it's also just like everybody has a struggle. And so you relate to struggling. So when you say I can't read Black stories, just say I'm racist.
I'm racist. Just say you're fucking racist.
Yeah, just say I don't want to read about Black people. Say I don't care and I don't want to, and I want to read about my experience. I heard a woman today say while we were at Target, somebody was talking about the new movie that came out. You People, you heard about it on Netflix. It's a comedy. It's funny. Okay. And she literally just was like, I don't read or like watch things that make me uncomfortable. And I was like, be fucking for real.
Is that the one with Jonah Hill?
Yes. It's not even that. I mean, I understand why on some levels it would be uncomfortable, but I just was like, so you just exist in this box and you're comfortable here and you don't want to hear about or see anything outside of that box. And like, how do you even live? How do you even know what's going on? And yeah, anyway.
They just can't even. It's like blinders, like horse blinders. They can't even acknowledge it or see it.
And then you have to go, why does it make you uncomfortable? What about it is making you uncomfortable? Is it because you have to confront some things about yourself or people that you know?
Yep. Always. That's always what it is. And it's the same thing with people who don't want to read like queer love stories, who don't want to read non-thin, non-white love stories. It's like, that seems like a bit of a you issue, not there's too many fat books, there's too many, Black books, there's too many queer books. No. Instead, you're a fucking bad person.
Yeah, because let's be honest, 80% of the books are not. So let's be for real. And let's step out of our comfort zones and learn things about other people. And just like not... I think that we live in this weird space where like we take it so seriously and not seriously enough all at the same time. Like just read the fucking book. Or don't.
You know what? Don't. Yeah, Lexi said, I like they talked about whitewashing her characters and the media would take it in opposed to the characters that she created. Yeah. 100%. I thought that was really... this book takes place in 2019 and 2004, and I thought like the 2019 part was so relevant because it is true, they do whitewash fucking everything. Like they can't get away with it as easily now, but they definitely still do it. Like, remember fucking Ghost in the Shell?
No. Yes I do. I do remember that. Oh god, I also remember that sci-fi class that I had to take. And one of the things that they people try to justify it a lot by saying, well, if we can get more people to see the story by making it more relatable to them, then we can share the story. And it's like, but the part of the story is that it's not relatable to everybody. That's the point. And when you start to get away from that, you actually lose the story. Like keep it as it is. But back to I have 10 blue tabs. That's the amount of times I cried. I only do a blue tab if I cry.
Oh my goodness, when did you cry? Tell me. I only cried a little bit when Ty died. That was rough for me.
Let's see.
Let's hear the RJ cry times. Because it's hard to get you to cry.
Not in books. I literally cry almost every book that I read. I cry. I'm not even like cowboy small town romances. Cheers. Not even fucking with you.
Wow.
Oh, the part where when they first meet, and she says that he looks like an angel and a thug at the same time, and I guess that inner monologue made me cry.
Angel and a thug. That's what did it for you.
I cried because
goodness.
I cried because it seemed like it was the first time that somebody had ever viewed him as anything positive, and so he was having this whole internal monologue about it. Or when she said Genevieve trusts beautiful boys, she was always safe with them because they wanted prom queens, not her. That made me cry.
I marked that too. I marked that one too. I marked that one too, and I was like, same girl. You always trust the pretty boys because they don't want anything to do with you.
Oh, that I was devastated when I read that. I was like, wow.
Yeah, I had that one too.
Yeah, I was like, wow, is that what I felt? Okay, awesome. Let's go into that.
There was a couple just like random lines that I really liked. I liked, and their eyes locked in silent conversation, and I'm like, we've all been there. When it's like, you can do that with your friends too, you know, and it's just like, you know exactly what the other person's thinking. Oh, I liked this. I want to be the thought that lulls you to sleep, the memory that gets you off. I want to be where all your paths end. I want to do everything you do to me, to you.
This book really was just beautifully written. Like there were really where I was just like, ooh.
It was upsetting though because it's like real men aren't like this. And they don't talk like this. And even if they're like in love with you, they're not nice. Like what the fuck?
I wish that they talk like this.
And he's just so hot too.
And I think I also just like I love the premise of them both having become like these super successful authors that have been secretly writing to each other over all these years. And my understanding is that Book Lovers is very similar, but this one has like a lot of trauma that I feel like adds.
Yeah, Book Lovers is like the whitewashed version of this book.
I mean, I like
no hate to Emily Henry. I don't think that was intentional, but
what?
I said no hate to Emily Henry. I don't think that was intentional. I just think that there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah, I don't think this is the first book where that's been a premise, but I really enjoyed it. And or the part where he says, I can't fall apart. I can't bring myself to say your new name. I was like,
oh yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Also, can we talk about how
and then they
hot Tia Williams is?
I know. I Googled her and everything.
Like
because her picture's in the back of the book. I Googled her.
I know. I literally went to the back page and was like, oh, okay, bitch, relax.
Looking cute.
Yeah, I want to read so many more of her books because I've heard that every single one of them is like 24 karat magic.
I didn't even know she had other books, to be honest.
The only thing I don't like was the third person. Yeah, I would say 95% of the time I can't read third person books. I really
this one didn't bug
dislike it. But this one for some reason didn't bug me because I still felt very close to them. Like the narrator was still talking about like their inner thoughts and monologues, and so I was okay with it. I think we would have lost some of like the really beautiful prose if we had gone into first person. And when they cast
the spice was good. There wasn't a ton of spice, but the parts that were there, did it for me.
The spice, it didn't matter to me. I don't think that I really even cared that much about the spice. Like, I mean, I marked it because what the fuck?
Of course, gotta go back.
But yeah, exactly, for the quick reread. But no,
the one-handed reread. That's what you say.
Yeah, one hand's in the nightstand.
Oh my god!
But yeah, no, I think that it's really well written and the spice was good, but it just wasn't. We could have had no spice, and I still would have absolutely loved this book.
Yeah, I would have loved it too. It reminded me, even though it's nothing the same as The Stand-In, but there's just like both, like two of the best books we probably read for the book club was The Stand-In and now this, you know. And I was like, how shocking. Neither of them were written by a white person. And I loved them so much. It's almost like you can still like something as a white person.
And I think part of it, and like with my experience with you, like you've always loved really reading from other experiences and watching other experiences and everything. So I think part of it is just like when you get to step into something else. Like one of the things about The Stand-In that I like so much is that I get to step into Asian culture, which I'm not familiar with at all.
Me either.
So I really enjoyed that. And I enjoy that every time I read about a different culture. I'm like, oh, I get to learn a little bit about like, this.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like I have a lot of white guilt, so I'm really trying to like undo that.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of white guilt. Okay. White guilt's how we get things done. White guilt is how us colors get things done.
Oh my god! Remember what you used to call me when we lived together? I can't say it.
No, I don't. You'll have to text
me.
The
M word. You used to call me that? I'm not gonna say it.
I don't remember. Let me sip my water while
I'll text it to you. I'm not saying it.
Oh, yikes. Back to Lexi, when they cast a black character where race does not matter, and they freak out, it drives me insane. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, I used to call you Massa. I used to call her Massa. Like when we lived together and she asked me to do something.
I'd be like, can you do the dishes? And she would be like, say that to me. And I'd be like, okay, I'll do the dishes. You're right. I'll do them. Be like, you're so right.
Yeah, I still do that to my mom. She hates it.
Oh my god. Ridiculous.
For context, my mom is black, so it doesn't quite make sense there.
Not really.
She does say that I do very good. That accent's very good.
Yeah.
But when they cast a black character, yeah, I always find that interesting. I think that when more often than not, when a character is written as a certain race, in America, and if they're black, Hispanic, etc., and I'm like, black, Hispanic, etc., in America, that normally does inform their character in some way, shape, or form, right? Like their experience, who they are, how the book is going to feel. And then a lot of times, or sometimes when they're white characters, it really could just be anybody, right? It's not, they don't have a strong culture in the book.
Culture. But
I wasn't going to say it, but they don't have a strong culture necessarily
we don't have
in the
culture.
book. I think
our culture is just stealing other people's
Monster
shit.
Monster Energy drink.
Oh, you're right.
Capitalism.
Baja Blast.
More will come to me. I'll think of more. Uggs.
Dogs? Uggs.
Come on now. Fall? Come on.
Fall.
Let's be for real.
The entire season is white culture.
Oh, the whole season. And my favorite part is it's all based in capitalism, because Starbucks has really convinced a lot of people that pumpkin spice is good, and it's just not.
It's not. Great. No, it's not my favorite. I'm a peppermint girl. What'd you say?
How did we get here?
I don't know. We were just talking about race, and then we got to white culture somehow.
I do love Starbucks, though.
Oh yeah,
that's my white side coming out.
Yeah, I think the whitest thing about you isn't the fact that you're half white. It was that you lived with me for a long time.
It's that I moved to Arizona.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ooh, the desert. Let's go. My whole family was like, what? Okay.
Lexi said you guys are on the same wavelength.
But and so a lot of times you read those books and it could be anybody. There is no significant part of the culture in there, right? And so nobody's drinking Monster Energy drinks or going to Starbucks every day. And so it's like it could be anybody. And so then when they cast them as black people or Hispanic people, and people get so mad, like freaking The Little Mermaid. People are like, it's a part of the culture. God. The Little Mermaid is a part of the culture. It's a part of white culture, or is it a part of American culture? Because that's the other part of the conversation. But like,
so fucking stupid. It's a fucking mermaid. Okay, can we all calm down?
I loved all of the crazies coming out and being like, well, technically she lives on the bottom of the ocean, so she wouldn't be exposed to sun, and she would actually be very, very light. And people being
really
like,
exposed themselves with that one.
Yeah, because people were like, the darkest creatures live at the bottom of the ocean. You fucking dingling. It's called camouflage. Jackass.
It's also called It's a Mermaid.
Why are we talking like this is a real creature? I'll never forget just watching people show their asses for like a month and a half on TikTok and being like, this isn't even real. She's not even real. Thank you, Lexi. Mermaids are not real.
That we know of.
That we know of.
Also, they probably wouldn't even look like humans. They probably look like giant fish.
Yeah, the whole thing just got so... I'll never
I could talk about... You know that I could talk about mermaids and dragons and shit all day.
I'll never forget it. And the one woman who was like, when... What did she say? When everybody was up in arms about characters like Aunt Jemima, and now we'll do this and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no. You have to understand the difference between like appreciation for the culture and misappropriation for the culture. Aunt Jemima's a very offensive character, you fucking ding-a-ling. Mermaids are manatees. I mean, basically. Isn't that what the first, that's what that came from? Like somebody saw a manatee and thought it was a mermaid?
Christopher Columbus said in his journals that he had sex with mermaids, and then later they realized he was actually just raping manatees. I think. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure.
Seems on brand. I don't know if it's true or not.
Let's rate and then let's talk about Priory.
Oh God. Okay. I gave 7 Days in June 5 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, same. And writing 5 out of 5. Spice, not so much of it there, but 3 out of 5 because I still liked it.
Yeah, I think I actually gave the Spice 1 when I first read it because I actually thought that it kind of took
quality
away from the
versus
story.
Quantity. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I liked it. I thought that a whole chunk of their relationship is them being so horny for each other, though, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they're I was so horny for each other.
In that just like longing space, I think. I don't know. I have a hard time when it's supposed to be like this really beautiful book, and then there's like good sex in it. I'm like, no, you can only have one.
No sex.
No. You can't be a beautiful book and have sex. It doesn't work.
Lexi, did you manage to crack this? Oh my God, I just made myself look like a little witch. Did you manage to crack this book open? Priory of the Orange Tree. Look at her. Oh man, she's thick as hell. Can you imagine trying to read this in hardback? No, that'd be a problem.
So I want everyone to know that I downloaded the audiobook for this. And Audible had the absolute audacity to say that it was going to take 25 hours to finish this. So there's that. And then at one point, Riley texted me and she was like, this is what you get for making me read this one book. And I said, oh, but this one book was about this long. What's about this long? No.
That book was like 400 pages. Don't get started.
No, it was not. This book? Oh, you can't even see it. This book.
Yeah, that book.
Here. This is from the same series. Let's
How many pages is it?
This is not the same exact book, by the way. Okay, no, that's not it. This one's 400. I'll give you that. This one's 400.
So fuck off. Because we only read like 250. The first part
250.
So Lexi, all we read for this is this much, which looks a lot more than it actually is. It's only 250. It's dense though, I'm not gonna lie. It's a dense story.
It's not hard to understand what's happening, but it's not like an easy breezy read, right? Like it's not like you have to pay attention, you have to be, actively reading.
For sure. I have so many notes in this book, just keeping track. So I don't even know how to really talk about this. Okay. So there's like the two main sections, the East and the West. And we follow a couple different women. We follow, oh God, I really should have written? Jesus Christ. I really should have written a couple notes down. Okay. So we follow Tane? Is it Tane? Tane with a little thing? Tane?
Bitch, I don't fucking know.
No.
I literally was reading it. I think I was reading it as Tane.
Oh,
even though there's an accent over the
E. Wouldn't that be A? Like
I know.
Tane?
Listen, I know that there's an accent over the U. I still was reading it as Tane because I had no fucking clue.
Okay, Lexi, you don't even have to read it. Just listen. I'll tell you everything. So Tane is going to be a dragon rider. Basically, there's a choosing day, there's red sickness, there's dragon illness, dragon plague. Tane ends up getting a dragon. She gets chosen, etc. That's in the East. And in the East, they value the dragons and they love the dragons, but there's also the bad dragons, which are the worms. And the worms are the evil ones. And so in the West,
thank you. Wanted to...
So in the West, they have Iad, and she's basically like a mercenary? Question mark? But she's also a witch? Question mark? Did you get to that part?
I'm sorry, I forgot. Let me just really quick. There we go. It's a little bit more of the map.
Did you get to the part? In case anybody. So dramatic. Did you get to the part where Iad is revealed to be a witch or no?
No.
Okay. Well, so Iad's revealed to be a witch. And she grew up worshiping the priory tree, which is, what this whole book's about. And she is attending to the queen of the West, Queen Sabran, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna fuck at some point because we're getting heavy fuck vibes towards the end. You'll get there. And I'm a little bit ahead. RJ didn't get to finish it because I don't blame her even a little bit for not finishing the first section. And there's dragon creatures that fucked wolves and shit. So I wrote a whole, look at all my notes. Can you see those?
Wow. See, I don't take notes like that. Was maybe my first problem. And that's why, it's really why I don't get into fantasy very often. Because if I have to annotate, really annotate, then I'm done.
The margins are thick enough for annotation. They're made specifically for you to annotate on.
Yes.
Are they not?
No, they are. Yeah. They are.
You love me so much. Anyways. Don't make fun of my little witch cackle, Lexi. I know I have a witch cackle laugh.
you have a nervous laugh.
I know.
Whenever you know that I am displeased, you have this nervous laugh.
It's not nervous. It's just my little witch cackle laugh. Anyway. There's also a gay. Nick Clace is a magic doctor guy trying to figure out how to have eternal life because the dragons can live for a long time. So he's like, how can we make the humans live for this long? He's gay. Did you get to that part? Oh, what did you read it?
I did. I read the first 144
it's the
pages.
White guilt. That's why I'm cackling.
It's the white guilt coming up. It is.
Again, you're right.
I mean, I read the first 144 pages. I just can't.
So that was on page 98, girl.
I can't promise that I absolutely retained everything, is what I'm telling you. It's just.
Well, he was in love with this guy named Janart, who's the husband of another important woman who comes into play later. Anyway, the main takeaway is there's good dragons and there's bad dragons. And one half of the country, worships the good dragons. Yes. The other half of the country is all the dragons are bad. Fuck you. Fuck all your dragons. And Iad is from the priory tree and she's a witch. So one of the bad dragons comes right towards the end to try and kill Sabran, the queen. And Iad protects her with a witch ritual thing. And the queen is like, oh no, it's because my bloodline protects everybody. And as long as I'm alive and I have a daughter, the dragon can't wake all the way. But that's clearly not true. We're seeing that that's not true because the dragons are waking. The bad ones are waking up. And yeah, so Iad protected her. And then Iad gets made Lady of the Bedchamber. That was the big thing. Oh, and then the other thing was Iad's male friend. What the fuck's his name?
Yeah, basically.
It's how to train your dragon with a lot of pages.
Yeah.
Oh, Loth. Remember?
Yes, I do remember Loth.
He goes missing, but he's actually on a quest. So basically, he gets to the place, and then the woman's like, "Hey, did you watch Lord of the Rings?"
Against My Will.
No, who am I talking to?
No, I actually watched the whole series Against My Will when I was pregnant.
Okay,
multiple
so
times.
there's the part in Lord of the Rings where the good king gets turned evil by the evil guy, right? Well,
Yep.
in this, it's basically the same. The good king gets turned evil by one of the dragons, but he's basically just a skin sack, and the dragon's just using him. Yeah, so that's what's happening there. And then his daughter gives Loth and Loth's friend Kit the draconic plague so that they can walk through the dragons and go back to where they came from so that they don't get caught, but RIP, Kit dies.
Mm-hmm. I actually read it more like do you remember Raya? Not quite How to Train Your Dragon, but as I was reading it, I was thinking of Raya.
I thought you were gonna say something helpful.
No, I don't have much to say.
Lexi said, "Bruh."
Yeah, that's basically how I feel.
No, it's good. Stop! You even texted me and said you were enjoying it.
No, I am enjoying it.
Stop.
Comparatively, I'm enjoying it more than I thought that I would. I do like Iad. She's a badass. I like Tanae. That's what I'll call her. She's also a badass.
Yeah.
I liked the little girl that was friends with Tanae when that one dude was being a dick when they were.
Oh, she's dead.
Okay.
Dead. So don't get attached because she died. You said okay, cool. She gets strung up and tortured to death too. So.
Oh.
Yikes on that one. Am I right?
Wow. Yeah. Why?
And I don't know. I don't remember. She just dies.
Okay.
I think it's because she was trying to keep that one guy who snuck in from getting discovered. Remember? Because at the beginning,
no, I'm not talking about that one.
This guy for me.
I'm not talking about that one. I assumed that she was gonna die because she snuck in the dude. I'm talking about the other warrior who came up that one dude who was she was like, "You're still speaking. Whatever you're saying is insignificant. I'm gonna completely ignore it." I'm sure.
The girl who went to the field instead of the.
No, she became a dragon. Is she not important ever again? Onren?
I don't know who you're talking about. Oh no, Onren. Yeah, Onren. She's good. She's fine.
Yeah, she says, "I thought I heard you talking. Have we met? Don't tell me you're plainly a fool, and I have no interest in befriending fools." I was like,
"Yeah, she's fine. She's fine."
I was like, "She's safe." I was like, "She got."
No, the other girl died. No, I have never read the Cruel Prince series. It is on my list. I know. I have a big fatty to get through first. Stop. How many actual They definitely make it bigger than it needs to be, though.
I mean, but the audiobook was 25 hours long.
Okay, so
most audiobooks are between 7 and 11 hours long. This one was
only 804 pages.
Oh. I mean, because the other thing is, it's a big book, right? It's not short.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they make it, and they have really thick margins on it too.
Yeah, but I still think it's truly 100 or 800 and whatever pages. I think that's true because they made the margins bigger so you could write in it.
That's fair.
Because I'm telling you, I downloaded that audiobook and wanted to kill myself. I was like, no way this fucking shit says 25 fucking hours. That better be the goddamn credits.
Well, lucky for you, you only need to read to the next section, and it takes, I think it's even less than the first one was.
Is there a fucking glossary in the back of this fucking book?
Yeah. I have it marked so that I could go back for clarity.
Yeah, that's good.
What was that face? What was that face?
That was the face of someone who loves you.
You went... Okay, you have it marked. I bet you fucking have it marked, bitch.
Glossary. There's pages of this fucking glossary.
Yeah, there's at least 10 pages of glossary for sure.
20. 20.
I said at least 10.
Just want to make sure
and there's a timeline.
I want to make sure we've been honest with the people.
Okay, this whole end part is glossary. Okay, just so we're all aware, glossary and characters.
I must say, I do appreciate this. If you're gonna be big, at least make it easy.
Mine's not doing that. How'd you do that?
It just does it.
Mine doesn't do that.
I don't know what to tell you. Yours sucks.
And my spine's all busted too.
Lame. So, also, when are we buddy reading a book again? We need to buddy read a book. Me and you have not buddy read a book yet. We haven't.
That's because I don't know how to use that fucking app. Every time I open it, I do not understand how to use it.
Once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy. I promise.
Don't get it. Every time I open that motherfucking app, I'm like, how do I go?
It's pretty easy.
I'm reading this book. I don't know how to use it. I don't know how to do it.
It's easy. Look up a goddamn tutorial. We have YouTube. Google is at your fingertips. There's no excuse. What I'll do is I'll invite you to a buddy read. It's hard to figuring out how to start a buddy read is very difficult. But once you're invited to one, it's easy to use.
Okay, well then invite me to it.
Well, we have to figure out what book we're reading.
Well, it could be part 2 of this book.
I don't even remember what book we picked. What book did we pick?
Magnolia.
Oh.
Magnolia Parks.
Okay.
Can you stop?
I can't.
You're making me nervous.
I literally can't.
Would you like to send me a list of RJ pre-approved books and I'll put them in the jar?
Honestly, I love this book. I bought the whole series after reading the first one. I haven't read it yet. It's right here. I think I'm actually missing a book. I think a new one just came out. But I bought the whole series. I love the book and I'm so down to reread it. But I just want you to be prepared going into it. It's
okay. Right. I can't wait.
It's emotionally damaging and yep. It's hard.
Oh, good. Just like the book we just read. It was also emotionally damaging.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to send me the request, Lexi, because once again, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You're gonna have to request it.
Yeah, we can all buddy read it together. It'll be easy peasy. I'll make it and I'll invite you. So you'll just see me commenting you can ask Lexi. Literally when we buddy read Archer's Voice or Choice or whatever it's called, I was in there commenting every 5 pages. I was acting a fool in the chat. So, but it's nice because unless you are at the same point, you can't see the comments. So it's it doesn't get spoiled.
Oh,
that's nice. So that's nice.
I like the idea of the app. I just don't know how to fucking use it. So I guess I'm gonna have to be a boomer and go find a YouTube tutorial on how to use this fucking app. God damn.
I'll invite you.
Okay.
Yeah, we were popping off.
I can't wait.
I think we tried to do it with whatchamacallit and you didn't really use it that much. We tried to do it with
I didn't even you invited me into that until it was over. I didn't know.
I was in there calling C words. It was the last one of Shatter Me. Because I was in there cursing his name.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
As you should. That guy sucks. For real.
It sucks. Anyway.
Okay, so far, your first high fantasy. How are you feeling about it?
You know what? I will give it a 3.5 out of 5, which is a good rating for me.
For part 1. That's good. Yeah. That's good. Part 2, I think, is less pages. But we'll see. I'll start reading that soon. I'll take better notes this time. I'll do some little sticky notes so I can have actual good summaries for you guys.
Well, the nice thing is we have a month in between each part.
Yeah.
I mean, it means that we'll be reading this book for half a year. Because I'm pretty sure there's 6 parts.
What a thing to say to me.
That's how it's
5 parts. There's 5 parts, yeah.
Okay, that's how it's going to shake out. But
what a thing you just said.
It's different when someone says it out loud, huh?
Wow. Yeah, it is. It sure is.
Yeah. But anyway, at least it gives us time to get through. Because I honestly don't. I think that if I had to finish a part every 2 weeks, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, no.
Along with the normal book. There's no way. Anyway,
you also have an actual life that you have to live.
Well, yeah, got class and school and a child.
And work and a child.
Yeah.
I only have 2 of those things.
A lot of them. I have to work on the weekends now. Life is hard. It's okay. We'll get through it.
Lexi, we're not going to forget everything because I'm going to keep detailed notes. Don't you worry. I don't have a real life outside of this. I'm going to keep detailed fucking notes.
I've already forgotten. As you can tell. Actually, the question is, did I even know it? Because I definitely read the part where we realized that he was gay. And
yeah, you did.
So, It's hard to forget things you never retained in the first place.
It was like a whole mistress, too. He was like married to a queen, his lover.
Just must have been 3 a.m. just like crying into the spine of the book. I don't know what to tell you. Must not have been retaining anything. That happens more.
That's why your book is floppy, because it's been, pre-soaked with all your tears.
Yes.
Yeah. I should work on that. I'm going to cry into mine.
Yeah.
I actually have some, I'm going to reveal myself a little bit. I have some witch rain water.
Okay.
In a jar with some amethyst. I could soften the spine with that.
Yeah, there you go.
You said, okay.
There we go.
It was from the first rain of 2023. I was like, this is significant for something. It has to be, right?
Yeah. Sorry. I got toys coming to me now.
You're good anyway. You wanted to keep it tight at 45, and here we are.
This is true. Well, that's it then, huh?
Hi, baby.
Oh, you can see her, but they can't see her. Oh, no, they can.
I don't think they can.
You saying ABCs?
ABC?
Say
her
hi.
hair looks crazy. Your hair's getting so long, girl.
Yeah, go.
Say, we didn't do it this morning. Oh, what are you trying to do? You're going to hurt yourself. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to go.
Okay. We love you, Lexi, and anyone else watching.
Bye. I will start the buddy read. I'll get it started today. Bye.
Bye.
We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace and blessings. How do I end this? I'm trying to end it.
I don't know.
Oh, well. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.